Somebody said if you don't like playing with LeBron, you wouldn't like playing with Kobe. Bro, you guys got to stop these narratives, man. It's not that I didn't like playing with Bron, you guys. And, I don't want to go into detail about it. Some of y'all comments just be so asinine. Like when I was in Cleveland and I was a young player, I had no idea Bron was going to come.
Kyrie Irving just dropped a bomb that could shake one of the biggest legacies in basketball history. And he did it with a single sentence. No press conference, no dramatic interview, nothing flashy. It was just a calm, offhand comment made during a random live stream. Yet it instantly exploded across the internet and sent fans into chaos.
My career with I love Cleveland, don't get me wrong. I'm appreciative of all the things that they've done for me, but at the same time, I would have loved to choose the franchise I wanted to go to. You know what I'm saying? I would have loved to develop next to some of my favorite players and some of my favorite people. Because being a young player, when you're on a team that's not winning a lot of games, there's a lot of bad habits that form, and that's what ended up happening to me when I was very young. I had a lot of bad habits. I was not a winner. I was not a good loser.
The moment Kyrie said it, LeBron fans lost their minds. Comment sections exploded, memes flooded every platform, and basketball Twitter went into full meltdown. This wasn't just any former teammate talking. This was Kyrie Irving, the man who lived next to the king, saw everything up close, and apparently kept every single receipt. What made it even more chilling was how calmly he delivered it. No anger, no bitterness, just a cold, steady look into the camera as he promised that when his playing career is over, the real story about what happened with LeBron would finally come out. Then he added one final line, "Trust me," with a weight that made the internet stop. It wasn't a threat. It was a man who had stayed quiet for years and was finally ready to talk. Within minutes, panic filled his comments. LeBron's most loyal fans knew exactly what he was hinting at. That's why this moment felt so explosive, because if Kyrie is preparing to reveal everything he witnessed behind those locker room doors, this isn't just drama. This could rewrite an entire legacy. To understand why that one sentence hit so hard, you have to go back to the beginning, before LeBron even returned to Cleveland. People forget this part, but Kyrie never actually wanted to be in Cleveland. When he was drafted #1 overall in 2011, he didn't have a choice. He landed in a city still healing from LeBron's departure, stuck with a roster that had no direction or identity. Kyrie was a young phenom with supernatural handles, but he spent his nights dragging a broken team through meaningless games. He recently admitted those early losing seasons twisted his game into something he didn't even like. He said he had to become selfish just to survive because there was nobody else who could score. That frustration built for years. So when LeBron finally returned to save Cleveland, Kyrie's story was already layered with tension, and now he's hinting that we still don't even know half of it. Kyrie didn't become a one-man show because he wanted to, he had to. And just when he started finding his balance, stepping into leadership and shaping Cleveland as his team, everything changed overnight. LeBron announced he was coming back, and in an instant, Kyrie's entire career was hijacked. Imagine being 24 years old, on the verge of becoming the franchise star, and suddenly, the biggest name in basketball walks in and takes over the spotlight, the locker room, and the entire identity of your franchise. Kyrie has never outright trashed LeBron in interviews, but he keeps repeating one line. Playing with LeBron is a different animal. And he doesn't mean different in a good way, he means pressure, politics, power games. When you play with LeBron, you're not judged on your own growth, you're judged on how well you make him look. Your leadership disappears, your identity gets muted, and suddenly you're the sidekick in someone else's story. This is where things get darker. LeBron didn't just bring his talent back to Cleveland, he brought the entire Miami blueprint with him. The discipline, the control, the polished image, the narrative management. Pat Riley had molded him into a machine, not just on the court, but off it. Kyrie has hinted for years that everything around LeBron is tightly managed, filtered, and spun long before it hits the public. Every headline, every quote, every behind-the-scenes moment somehow circles back to protect one name: LeBron James. Kyrie saw how stories were twisted, how politics shaped the team dynamic, and how certain moments were erased or rewritten to fit the narrative. That's when basketball stopped feeling like a game and started feeling like a media machine, one that didn't care who got sacrificed as long as LeBron's legacy stayed clean. Then came the moment that was supposed to change everything. Game 7 of the 2016 NBA Finals. 53 seconds left, tied game, entire city holding its breath. Kyrie Irving hits one of the coldest shots in NBA history, a step-back three over Steph Curry that ended 52 years of Cleveland sports heartbreak. The city erupted. That shot should have been the defining moment of Kyrie's career. But when he turned on the TV, he didn't see his dagger. He saw one highlight on repeat, blocked by James. Kyrie's game winner was barely mentioned. His defining moment simply erased. And then LeBron went on TV afterward and said that championship made him the greatest player of all time. Not we, not the team, him. Imagine delivering the shot of a lifetime and then watching the world turn it into someone else's story. It didn't stop there. In the 2017 finals, Kyrie battled like a monster, averaging nearly 30 while facing a super team. Durant clearly outplayed LeBron. But when the Cavaliers lost, guess who got blamed? Not LeBron. Kyrie did. The role players did.
I'm saying, like, it's not just one player that you have to promote. Like, we had like solid players on our team. When you're playing with somebody like Bron or somebody that you guys like to compare him to, it's a different animal. It's a different journey. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're automatically expected to be at the top of the charts, the top of the league. You know, every time you play with Bron, it's going to be a lot of media attention. It's going to be a lot of back and forth of narratives. It's going to be about a lot of spun narratives. It's going to be a lot of politics. It's going to be a lot of shit that a lot of people don't see in front of the camera. And for me, I was just a young person trying to figure it out. You know what I mean? It's not that I disliked playing with Bron at any time. It was just literally, it was my time to move on. And that's what people got to accept. They want a deeper, detailed dive in terms of what happened. It's like, it was my time to move on.
Less than a month after that brutal finals loss, everything flipped again. And this time, it was pure betrayal. Whispers started spreading through the league. Kyrie Irving might be on the trading block. The same guy who hit the shot that delivered Cleveland its first championship in 52 years. The same guy who carried major weight in back-to-back finals runs. Suddenly, he was being treated like a problem, like a disposable piece on someone else's chessboard. Think about how insane that is. One minute you're the city's hero, the next you're a trade asset. Reports began leaking that people inside LeBron's inner circle were quietly discussing life after Kyrie, as if removing him would magically fix everything. It was like the 2016 championship never existed. Fans jumped in too. Trade machines, fake GM debates, wild theories. The disrespect was off the charts. And Kyrie, he finally snapped. He walked straight into the front office and demanded a trade. No more politics, no more fake smiles, no more being written as a side character in someone else's legacy. That moment made him the first superstar in the LeBron era to truly take control of his own story. Because here's the truth. Wade got phased out gracefully. Bosh faded due to health. Kevin Love's role shrank until he disappeared in the background. But Kyrie, he didn't fade. He didn't bow. He left by choice. And that one decision shattered the illusion. It exposed how the LeBron ecosystem really works, a system where everyone else is replaceable as long as the throne stays protected. That's when the smear campaign began. And make no mistake, it was a campaign. Overnight, media narratives flipped. Kyrie's not a leader. Young players don't respect him. He's unreliable. He's weird, moody, difficult. Every struggle he had became proof that he couldn't win without LeBron holding his hand. Yet none of it matched reality. He was still elite, still dominant, still one of the most gifted scorers alive. But it didn't matter, because once you walk away from the machine that writes the story, you become the villain. Then came the real storm. Criticism, headlines, debates, not about basketball anymore, but about who he was as a person. And a massive chunk of that noise, LeBron's fan base. People who treated Kyrie's independence like a personal insult, as if him wanting his own path somehow disrespected LeBron's legacy. The obsession was wild, extreme, emotional, almost scary. And through all the chaos, where was LeBron? Silent. Completely silent. No support, no statement, no defense of the teammate who hit the biggest shot of his career. And that silence said everything. Because LeBron doesn't need to speak. The machine speaks for him. Media narratives, loyal fans, storylines, they move automatically, protecting his image like armor. And that's exactly what Kyrie meant when he talked about off-camera politics. But here's the part nobody expected. Kyrie didn't fold. He didn't crumble under pressure. He transformed. In Dallas, he found something he hadn't had in years. Peace. Real peace. Not media peace, not PR peace. Internal peace. His game sharpened. His leadership matured. His mindset became calm, controlled, confident. When Luka eventually got traded to the Lakers, Kyrie didn't blink. No jealousy, no drama, just focus. Suddenly, the same media that said he was uncoachable had to face reality. Kyrie had rewritten his entire narrative. But then came the line that shook the internet. On a random live stream, no cameras, no press, Kyrie looked straight into the lens and said, "When I'm done playing, you guys will hear the real story." One sentence, delivered calmly, but with the weight of years behind it.